I used every new weapon in Splatoon and ranked them based on how fun they were. And while a lot of the new weapons are conceptually the same, they have been changed, which is weird because some of these changes just suck, bro. Like,
what am I playing with?
And the first weapon that they added is the Splatter Shot Nova, and allow me to go off because no one else is gonna do it because this weapon is actually so bad. I don't understand the purpose of this weapon. They had no reason making this weapon. It does no purpose. It has no purpose. It's worthless. It's useless, and I hate it. If you couldn't tell, I really don't like this weapon. This weapon feels like it's trying to do a lot of things and it does none of them well. It's like this weapon is trying to be in the front, the back, and the middle. Like what am I supposed to do with this? And when literally every of those roles have a better weapon than this, then like how can you convince me to use this? For those who don't play Splatoon, the damage on this is pretty bad. 20 per shot means it takes 5 shots to kill a person at full health, since everyone has 100 health in this game. So you might look at it and be like, oh okay, this might not be for damaging, which you might be correct. So we look at the kit. It has point sensor, an ability that shows their location, and a special that also shows their location. Oh my! It's like the weapon like is trying to be bad. The only tip I have is to play this in the back or the front, since it wants to be whatever it wants. Maybe spam point sensor. Yeah, I'm sorry for suggesting that. It's not even like it's a skill issue, because I literally went 20 and 6 in a ranked game and I still hated every moment of it. This is an automatic be for real tier, because be for real, why are you using this weapon? To be honest though, I feel like this next weapon is a lot worse in a lot of different ways. And that is going to the Snipe Rider. Literally, the only reason why this is above Splatter Shot Nova is because of its ultimate. But let me just paint a picture really quick. So imagine you're playing a very fun game of Splatoon, right? And you, as the Snipe Rider, finally get your ultimate ability. So at this point, you are faced with two options. Do you A, put your tactical cooler next to you, which helps you, but your teammates have to get to it? Great! Wait, why is it so far? What do you do? Wait. I'm asking you, why is it so far? I'm over here. What are you doing? Are you listening to me? I'm asking, why aren't you answering? Or B, you push up into the front lines to give off your tactical cooler just to die and let your teammates also get bodied. Brother was buff, and now the brother gave us a little buff to them. Yeah. What are you doing? This weapon's kit is just counterintuitive. The ultimate just doesn't synergize with the playstyle of this weapon. And since Sprinkler isn't even a sub-weapon, it might as well be a missing slot at this point. This weapon just doesn't work. Not to mention that the sniper doesn't one-shot when every other sniper does. Yeah, pack this up. Put it in the be for real tier. Did sift through most of the garbage though, so the next tier is going to be a little bit more fair. I'm not going to go as hard. We have the Ink Brush Novo. I'm not going to lie, I took French for 4 years and I still don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, the Ink Brush is a very fun weapon in that it is a melee focused weapon, so you're supposed to be in their face. With that being said, its sub-weapon is a stationary mine on an aggressive weapon. Please make it make sense. It's weird, it's like having a sword, and then for your tactical, you have a clay mine, and it's like, if you need to be up close, you would kind of want something that's aggressive. Its ultimate is fun to use. It is a very hyper-aggressive ultimate, so I do like that about it. Overall, this weapon is like the embodiment of the worst version of something we have. It's like you have a bunch of utensils to pick from, and you choose the worst one to use and eat your meal with. It's the worst as a utensil, but it's like, why are you doing that to yourself? I will give it credit that because it's an ink brush, it is naturally pretty good to use, but there's just better options, so it's mid. So because there's 10 more weapons to cover and I don't really want to waste your time or drag it out, I'm going to speed this up. So subscribe if you enjoyed, because you're currently halfway through the video. For number 10, we have the Big Swig Roller. Now, I'm not really a huge fan of rollers, so to be honest, I don't really like this weapon too much. However, it does have nice range, and the ultimate is very helpful in sucking up all the ink on the map so that if anyone's shooting at you, you can help your team to survive. But because the damage is only 70 per hit, and Inkwall as a sub just being completely weird and unhelpful, honestly, I gotta say, not only is it not fun, but it feels really unrewarding to use. For number 9, we have the Forge Splattershot Pro. It has actually really good range, and the damage is also pretty respectable. It's kind of like it's like a hybrid splatter shot and blaster in the sense that it plays mid-range and it actually plays it pretty well. However, the only things I'll have to say about it is that you kind of have to stay in one position with this, I feel like, to get the best utility out of it. Booyah Bomb is great because, you know, just Spirit Bomb, broken, spamming. But even outside of that, this just feels like a melange of a lot of different weapons, and again, just doesn't feel that fun to use. And the ink efficiency, oh my gosh. You can normally throw your sub weapon and shoot for a little bit after that. With this, it's like after you throw it, you might as well just go back into your ink, because you're not shooting anymore. Like, you're done. Your whole ink tank is done. It's actually so bad. That's probably the only thing holding back this weapon, because outside of that, this is actually a pretty decent weapon. But number 8, the Zinc Splatling Mini. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like miniguns. This is gonna be biased, however, you're watching an opinionated video. Shocking. The sub is actually pretty helpful to slow people down. And since it's a minigun, the special big bubbler pretty much acts like just a dome. You literally just put it down and just be as annoying as possible to people, which is one of my favorite pastimes. There's one thing I can't stand, you can call it a skill issue, a skissue, a tissue, I don't care, is that you cannot really tap fire this weapon. So say you're in a bad spot and you have to, you know, get somewhere really quick and you have to traverse, like, you just can't do that. And I understand you have to be stationary, but that's why me and this weapon do not work together, and that's why it's number 8. The Aerospray RG. Now, this is the first time I've actually used an Aerospray before, and I'm not gonna lie, it was really fun. Booyah Bomb itself, just spamming the Spirit Bomb to me is probably like one of the funniest things you can do. It is a very free ultimate you can do that just puts a dome of damage around on the field. Unfortunately though, the only thing holding this weapon back is the Sprinkler. We talked about how this literally tanked another weapon, and I'm not pulling any punches. This sub is the worst in the game by far, and the fact that it put it on a weapon that can already paint well, and the sub's purpose is to paint, like, bro, who is in the studio? We gotta talk. We have to talk. This is not okay. These next weapons, not only do I see them actually being competitively viable, but to me, these are some of the most fun weapons I've ever used in Splatoon. Starting with Luna Blaster Neo. Now, to me, I haven't used Fizzy Bomb before, so this is my first time using it, and honestly, I could see the hype. What this pretty much is a bomb that you shake that can explode multiple times, and I'm pretty sure more explosions are better. And this is honestly some of the most fun I've ever had using a Splatoon weapon. I'm not gonna hold it any longer. I'm a Luna Blaster supporter. The only thing that I would say though is Ultra Stamp. Its ultimate is not good synergy with the weapon. It's simply just not good. It's just like putting a sniper in the front lines and asking him to quick scope. Like, it's just not gonna work out well. For number 5 on the Carbon Roller, honestly the Burst Bomb into main weapon combo is still really good. If people haven't played Splatoon before, pretty much you throw a Burst Bomb which explodes on impact, and you can combo it into your main hand weapon, so you could pretty much jump scare anyone if you're hiding in ink. The only reason this isn't number 1 is because it has Trizuka. I know Trizuka is good, but for the life of me, I cannot aim this thing. It's so weird. You can tell me in the comments, but like, bro, it's weird. The reticle just does not work, and the hitbox is stupid. I've never hit. Out of all the times I've activated this, I've only hit it twice, and both were on accident. For the top 4, and I say top 4 because I'm probably the only person who counts like that. For the top 4, the Dualies Noval. Actually, you know what? The Dualies Novi AU. Not only does it do pretty good damage with it being a 3-shot, and the focus firing being pretty much near instant, but the sub-ability Torpedo can help you pretty much make a pincer situation for yourself, meaning that you can attack from one angle while your sub can attack from the next. You're pretty much playing 5 parallel universes ahead of the other person. You are 2 players while they are only 1. You can create situations that other people straight up can't, and it's great. The only things I will say is that the range is literally like so bad, I can't defend it. I'm sorry. The range is actually really bad. And Reef Slider, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not the best, but you can use it either defensively to get away or offensively, so I find that pretty cool. Third in the list goes to Custom Splattershot Jr. Now, I was actually a Splattershot Jr. main in Splatoon 2, so me and this literally fit like peanut butter and jelly. Not only does it have pretty good damage output for the fire rate that it has, but it also has 2 really good abilities in Wave Breaker and Torpedo. Again, Torpedo, we already talked about how you're pretty much playing 2-player while they're playing 1-player, but Wave Breaker is also very good because it doesn't do a lot of damage, but when it does hit someone, it shows you where they are. You pretty much have Ultra Sense while playing this weapon, and I honestly can't even complain, because even though the damage isn't that high, you already have so much information on where they are, they can't even hide. It's honestly absurd. So you could be support, you could be an attacker, you could be a defender. This plays so many roles, and I love that about the Splattershot a lot. That's why I will always love the Junior over the Splattershot. Fight me. The only thing holding it back is the damage on the weapon's not great, but that's not really a problem for the 10th Tech Splattershot, because it's different from the regular Splattershot because it doesn't have Trizuka. Me personally, I really don't like Trizuka. I find it to be terrible. I don't know who designed it, but they need to be fired. But Ink Strike is actually usable, manageable, like I actually understand how it works, and it does a really good job in clearing an area. It's like a discount Booyah Bomb, which I like a lot. there's honestly no downside. Like, this is just a really good weapon. I found possibly the most annoying way to play this weapon, and I love it. I call it sharking. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a term already, but you pretty much live in the enemy's base, and they just don't know you're there. You can do this with a lot of other weapons, but I find it so effective with this for some reason. I'm actually just going to show gameplay. I was quite literally living in this guy's base, this whole team's base. They did not know, and I farmed so many kills that I had at least a 20+ kill game. It was honestly insane. But the most fun weapon to me has to be Slosher Deco. I know, huge surprise from the Splatoon Stamper player who only likes Zipcaster. I've actually never used a bucket before. I was a firm bucket hater. I was a bucket hater since day one. I did not like the sloshing machine. It made me visibly uncomfortable every time I looked at it. But the Slosher Deco's like actually mad fun. Angle shooter, it looks bad. I know, I get it, but it's actually true combos into the bucket, and if you can hit the full power shot of the bucket, people will actually just die. And Zipcaster on this thing, not even gonna lie, this is the best ultimate for it. You can stick onto walls that are mad high where people can't aim at you, and you can just rain down on them the bucket like they can't do. Explain to me what you're gonna do if you see an inkling above you and all of a sudden he says nothing personal and just splashes you with buckets of paint. You can't do anything. It's so fun. Like, it's actually so fun to just appear above someone and you just kill them. Not to mention all the other annoying things you can do with Zipcaster, and you can easily see why this is my favorite weapon and what I find the most fun of the new weapons in the chill season. But where do they rank in my tier list? Starting off in the B Forreal tier, we have the Snipe Rider 5H followed by the Splattershot Nova. Upon further inspection, Snipe Rider is actually much worse. At least the Splattershot Nova tells your teammates where they are. Snipe Rider just feels like a wasted slot. For the mid tier, we have Inkbrush Novi AU, Big Swig Roller, Forge Splattershot Pro, and the Zinc Splatling Mini. These weapons to me feel like it's more of a niche thing. Personally, it's not fun, but I can see why you'd like it. For the I get it but I don't tier, we have the Aerospray RG and the Luna Blaster Neo. This is like a guilty pleasure. If you tell me this, that you like this, then I would get you. I wouldn't agree with you in public, but you are still valid. Madly in Love and I Can't Help It, we have Carbon Roller Deco, Dabble Doolies Novi AU, and Custom Splattershot Jr. These two weapons I could use any day of the week and I would be perfectly happy with my life. And if you don't like them, then I can't get along with you. Anyway, you should be using these weapons if you haven't already. This is going to be very fun and I would highly recommend them. And for the most fun weapons in Splatoon, we have Tentatek Splattershot and Slosher Deco. Something I learned while making this video though, is that even though I specialized really well in using the Splatana, using weapons that, even though I didn't want to use them, it made me appreciate not only the game a lot more, but also helped to expand my skill set. I would have never guessed that a bucket would have been my #1 because I used to hate buckets. And I'm saying this to say that don't limit yourself to what you're just comfortable with. Expand and try new things even if it makes you uncomfortable. Because a lot of the times, those things that make you uncomfortable is what you and your spirit needs to go to the next level. Thank you so much for watching. I have another video right here. I'd highly appreciate you watching. This video took me 2 weeks to get out, so subscribing is greatly appreciated. I'm going to go to sleep now, so have a good rest of your day. Love and light.